woke up on the morning of our third day to a beautiful sunrise and a spectacular vista in the Amargosa Valley. You might recall from yesterday, when we were in Furnace Creek, we realized we didn't have enough time to head up Echo Canyon and out into the Amargosa Valley. So instead, we took a paved road, went over Daylight Pass, and found a great place to camp out in the Amargosa Valley. Our plan for the day was to head into town, get some gas, head over Titus Canyon, back into Death Valley, head north, past the Ubehebe Crater, and out towards the racetrack, and camp near the old Lippincott mine. But it turned out, if you remember, Bud's leg was a little cut up yesterday. Well, that leg swelled up, and it looked like we needed to seek some medical attention. Bud searched on his cell phone and found that there was an urgent care center in Beatty, Nevada. We were heading that direction anyway, so we packed up and headed off to Beatty in search of the urgent care center. Well, we found the urgent care center, but it turned out all they had was a nurse sitting at the front desk, and there were no doctors. And she looked at Bud and said, "I'm sorry, we can't help you." Turned out the nearest doctor was about 75 miles away in Pahrump, Nevada. Well, Bud decided to skip on finding a doctor, but his leg was hurting an awful lot, so we decided to look around town and see if we could find something to help the pain. Looking around Beatty at that time of day, not a whole lot going on. Not a lot of people, really not much more than just desert burros walking the streets. All right, we finished up in Beatty. Since we pulled out of camp early to go to the medical clinic for Bud, we didn't eat breakfast, so we stopped in one of Beatty's finer dining establishments. I think its name started with a D and ended with an apostrophe S. And it's about 10:20 right now, and we're going to head out. We found a gas station in town and fueled up the vehicles. We had a long ways to go before our next gas. Fortunately, there was a convenience store attached to the gas station, and Bud went in to get something to help the pain in his leg. We're going to make one more stop in Beatty. Bud found out that the guy in the gas station on the way out of town has ibuprofen in bottles, and here they only have them in one pill at a time packs, and because of his leg, he needs some more ibuprofen. So we'll make that stop and then we'll be on our way. Well, we went to the gas station on the way out of town, and they have the ibuprofen, but they're out. So now we're checking a tiny store in an RV park, see if they might have any. So we're still on the hunt for ibuprofen for Bud. Well, no ibuprofen in the store for the campground. They suggested the Family Dollar store that's up ahead on the way out of town, but it seems like it's almost impossible to buy ibuprofen in the town of Beatty. We went into the final place we could find in Beatty for ibuprofen, and while Bud went in, I drove around the block to keep myself amused. All right, well, Bud scored, and he got his ibuprofen at the Family Dollar store, and so we're out of here. Well, after a painfully long time in the town of Beatty, Nevada, we finally made it to the trailhead for Titus Canyon and started airing down. We had full tanks now, which would have to last us several days until we made it all the way to the town of Big Pine, California. Though it's not a very technical drive, in fact could probably be done in a two-wheel drive vehicle, though it would be slow, Titus Canyon is one of the most beautiful drives in Death Valley. There's quite a variety of geology, there's an old mining ghost town, and you end the drive by going through a slot canyon and eventually coming out into Death Valley itself. Well, we made it to the town of Leadfield. This was a mining boom town, founded on the wild and distorted advertising. 300 hopeful people swarmed here, and a post office was formed, established, I think, August 1926. And in February 1927, the post office closed and the town died. So it was a very short-lived little mining town. But what a beautiful drive today. Unbelievable coming over from the beginning of the Titus Canyon Trail and coming through the mountains. It's just spectacular. I know we still have some great stuff to look at coming up. A little further down, Titus Canyon brings you to a site of petroglyphs, an area of ancient Native American art carved into the rocks of this canyon. Petroglyphs can be found in many places throughout North America. It's very important that you leave these sites undisturbed, as nothing can be done to replace any damage done to these rocks. Unfortunately, some people think that the addition of their art will enhance the area. We made our way out of Titus Canyon, and as usual, we were behind schedule. So we aired up, got back on the highway, and headed north, up to the Ubehebe Crater. Well, we made it to Ubehebe Crater, and we're airing down right now. And beautiful day today. Titus Canyon was spectacular. The weather was great. It was a great drive. We ran into some really nice people. So just altogether a great day. And next, we are off to the racetrack. And then a couple miles south of that, we'll be camped this evening. So we'll see how it goes. And we'll see you out there. Great trip so far. Well, we made it to the famous Teakettle Junction. And I'm just waiting here right now for Bud to catch up. He's not answering me on the radio, so I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm just gonna wait here and see where he is. least it's a pretty spot to wait. Well, after waiting about 10 minutes or so, I saw Bud coming down the road. And then I saw Bud driving by, off into the sunset. Bud finally made his way back to Teakettle Junction, and with the sun going down and the moon coming up, we decided to make it on down the road to camp. Tomorrow we would see the racetrack and then head down Lippincott Canyon. Stay tuned for our next episode of Adventure Beyond 60.